Hi, welcome to Variety Tech Today. Today I'm reviewing the Fuji W3 3D camera. The Fuji W3 is widely regarded among stereographers as being the best 3D camera that has been made, short of making your own. But that entails buying two cameras, synchronizing them, and when it comes to ease of use, there's no better solution than the Fuji W3. Of course, there was also its predecessor called the W1, but there were two main differences between these models. The first difference was that the W3 has a large widescreen 3D display on the back. The W1 had a smaller square 4x3 display. And the other bigger difference was that the W1 only recorded in 4x3 standard definition video. The W3 records in 720p 3D video. Granted, it's not the greatest video quality. If your main concern is video, then you should probably look for a 3D camcorder. The only issue is that the 3D video is recorded in an unconventional format, 3D AVI, which contains both video streams left and right in an AVI container. This isn't recognized by 3D televisions. You can, however, connect it via HDMI input on the side of the camera to a 3D TV or projector. Or, if you have 3D video editing software, the videos are readily recognized by all the major 3D software out there and can be edited and written to another 3D file format or burned to Blu-ray 3D. Also of note is that it's 720p at 24 frames per second. But if you're looking for only still photos, then the W1 and W3 are both pretty much identical. The only difference would be that big juicy screen on the back of the W3, as well as a sleeker, better designed form. So, how does it power on? Simply by sliding down the front lens cover. And there you see those two wide set lenses. This is wider than most other 3D cameras. So while this is great from standing a ways back from your subject, just keep in mind that close-up shots are usually not possible because the depth would be too great and it can't be fused. So this does have a purpose, but just be mindful of that when framing your shots. And on that note, it also has a 3D cha-cha option, so you can take two pictures and it automatically merges them into an MPO file, which is the universal 3D still file format. If you want to take a close-up shot of something, but you can't because the lenses are so far apart that it couldn't fuse, like I mentioned earlier. However, you can solve this by standing farther back from the object and optically zoom in and then take the picture. This not only retains the clarity because it's optical zoom, not digital zoom, but it also creates a virtually smaller interaxial. So now let me turn that on again. This time you get to see the screen on the back. You can see the top knob there controls all the various presets and camera modes that many cameras have. The two buttons below that change it to video mode or playback mode, and the circular button at the bottom controls the menu navigation as well as things like flash and self-timer. On the top of the camera, you'll see here is the shutter button as well as the optical zoom, which is a ring knob around the shutter button that you pull either way. And then on the other side is interesting, that's a parallax adjustment. They might call this something like increasing depth or reducing depth, but keep in mind no such thing is possible. All the amount of depth in a 3D image is baked in effectively. So you're moving it back and forth. And if you move something too far back or too far forward, it can be too wide to fuse. So this is mainly for small adjustments or to eliminate window violations, things like that, after you've taken a picture. Of course, it has a flash, which is nice, And on either side of the flash is stereo microphones, wide set stereo microphones. So you're getting 3D audio along with your 3D video. And then, of course, there's that wrist strap, which is always nice to have. The battery and SD card are stored in the bottom. And while the battery may not last all day for heavy shooting, it still does last fairly long if you're using it only periodically, and it may last the whole day for that matter. But it's always good to have several spares, but you might not even need them, which is better. These can be bought fairly affordably online and don't need to be name brand. And as for the picture resolution for stills, they go up to 10 megapixels. However, this is in the 4:3 ratio. So if you're watching it on a TV, which most people with a 3D TV would want to do, you're going to have pillar boxing on the side. However, it does take 16:9 as well and 7.2 megapixels up to. And this is pretty close to 4K. Or in the 3:2 ratio, which with slight pillar boxing on the side, and that time in a little bit higher than 4K. In any case, this is a nice source for taking 4K 3D content for viewing on your 4K 3D TV or projector if you have one. And of course, it looks great on any 1080p 3D screen. So I'll see you next time on Variety Tech Today.